The purpose of this screencast is to guide you through the stage one activities you need to get done. The estimated time for this is across weeks 1 and 2 of your major project. So you have approximately 40 hours to work on this across the 2 weeks. As with all of the applied learning tasks, you have the opportunity to buy in and out of tasks and do certain sections at one time, maybe do something else and then come back to it. But you need to manage your time, make sure that you're hitting the deadlines that are required and completing all of the work that is listed here and the instructions that are available on the website. So the why and the how of our project is what we're looking at. So let's get into what we're going to learn about. We are learning about the importance of research and planning when creating a major community event. By the end of this couple of weeks, you will have researched a chosen area related to mental health and wellbeing, and you'll be able to link that to our event. That's the why. Why are we doing this? And what's the importance of raising awareness around it? The second part there is the what. I can use the research that you completed to support a successful pitch to have our event approved. To have your event approved, you're going to need to be able to explain how you are going to do it. So again, the focus here is the why, and then using the why to explain the how. So there are two stages. First, you research the why of the event, and the second, write a proposal explaining the how. How are you going to do it? So the why. Again, as much as possible, we want to give you control over your learning. So you have three different options and you choose one of those. All right, so you do not need to do all three. We want you to pick the one that you think might be the most interesting or that you have a particular passion for or that you want to just dig into because you think that it could be a bit of fun. All of them are going to require work, but hopefully you can enjoy some of the work because you're learning something that matters to you. So the three options you've got, option A is the biology of well-being. So you'll be exploring how your body responds to things like stress, what actually happens in the body when stress occurs, and how your body then returns back to normal through homeostasis. So you actually look at literally the biology, what's going on inside someone when they are under pressure, or when they are under stress, what your body does about that, and why it makes you maybe feel the way you feel. For option B, you'll be looking at the geography of wellbeing. So what we're looking at there is where are there things related to wellbeing in our local area? Now you might be thinking, oh, hospitals and psychologists or GPs. Yeah, we are looking at those things. But things like open spaces, walking around the wetlands, for example, is really great for mindfulness and potentially great for wellbeing. It's also good for both physical and mental health. Sports clubs and other activities like that are also really useful and can be really supportive of that too. So you're going to think more broadly about what sorts of things are available and how easy are they to access in somewhere like Numurkah versus maybe if you lived in Melbourne, and is there a difference? And why is there a difference? Option C looks at the civics and community participation related to wellbeing. So that's looking more at what sorts of services are available, what kind of groups are available, uh, more generally, not in terms of geography, but what groups are available, what is their purpose, how do they support mental health and wellbeing in our area, and more broadly. And that can include things like what programs council offers to support health and wellbeing. It can be organisations like Headspace, and what do they do to support health and wellbeing? So it is actually looking more at the different organisations that are around and how they work together to support health and wellbeing, and in particular, in light of what we're aiming to do, mental health and wellbeing. So you will have written instructions that guide you through what you need to do, broken down into different stages, and it will step you through it step by step. There's also a screencast that explains what's required for each task. So if you're not sure which one to do, have a look at the screencast, see if it's interesting to you, and then make your decision, pick one, and work your way through it. For each of them, it will give you a breakdown like this. The times there are an estimate. So it's estimating about 20 hours on this because you've got two tasks to do, the why and the how, and you've got 40 hours to do it. So it's about 20 hours of work on each of them. Again, remembering that you can go between the two tasks, backwards and forwards, making sure you hit your deadlines, which is the end of week 2. So the timelines that you've got there are approximate only. You may take a little bit longer to do the research. You may not take as long to do the flow diagram or the map or analysis. Stage 3 there is different depending on which project you're doing. So you'll have a guideline like that, and your written instructions will break down your task step by step by step. So stage 1, this is what you do. Stage 2, this is what you do to help you work your way through it. So how do you know what to do? I've already said there's a screencast for each one explaining what you need to do. Each option has written instructions explaining what to do. The teachers in the room are your guides and happy to answer any questions you've got and give you support the whole way through. And all of the information is on our Applied Learning website. The page title is Stage 1, Why and How. So if you go there, that's where you'll find the screencast, the written instructions, and other information to support you as you work your way through. So stage 1, the why. I'm not going to go into each individual project. There's a separate screencast for that. So we're done. Let's talk about stage 2, the proposal. Hopefully your proposal goes better than his does. Let's look at this proposal instead, our top secret project. So this is important. You will have researched the why. Now you've got the knowledge as to why this event is important, and you can use that as a persuasive argument to convince school leadership, so that's the principal team, and anyone else who's on your panel. You need to convince them that we need this event. Not that just we want it, but we need it. And why? Because the community needs it in terms of mental health and wellbeing, and community connection. So using your knowledge, you'll create a plan, a budget, and a proposal to get approved. This is important too. If your proposal is not good enough, it will be rejected. If it's rejected, you have to repeat it. And you'll keep doing that until you can actually get approval. In other words, you've done it properly. The only reason it won't be approved is you just didn't put in the effort and didn't do it properly. So do it right, do it well, get it right first time. Again, you are provided with an estimated timeline in your written instructions, so you can work your way through. It is an estimate, so again, it's not hard and fast. You have to spend 2 hours on the understanding and the initial plan. It might only take you an hour to do that. Gives you extra time to do the research, or to design the event, or to contact people to talk about the budget. So but you've got a rough guideline there to help keep you on track. Your product, you have a choice. You can either do a formal written proposal. So usually it's a traditional written executive summary, introduction, and you walk your way through the different sections, making sure they are detailed and complete so that you can get your proposal approved. Or you can do a verbal pitch for the panel. So you may use something like PowerPoint to put up visuals to help illustrate what you're talking about. But you'll actually speak to a panel of 2 or 3 people, and they will listen, ask follow-up questions, and then based on that, they'll make a decision as to whether or not you can actually get approval. Think Shark Tank. It's kind of like that. That will decide whether we're in or we're out. Again, how do you know what to do? There's a screencast that explains it to you. There's a simple explainer video, which also explains it to you, and gives you really good hints and ideas. There's written instructions in a logbook. So in this one, you'll actually have sections you can fill in directly into the logbook. We'll provide you with a hard copy of that, and you can write in it. That lets you put together your plan. And then using your plan that you've got in your logbook, you then create your written proposal or your verbal pitch, use the information from the logbook, make your proposal, table your proposal, hopefully get approval. All of the information, again, is under stage 1, why and how, on our website. So the project has timelines to keep you on track. The work is designed to be done over the first 2 weeks, but again, you decide if you're working on your budget, or if you're working on the timeline plan, or if you're working on writing your pitch. You decide what you work on and when, making sure everything is done by the end of week 2. On the Friday of week 2, you will be submitting your proposals for approval, or you'll be doing your verbal pitch presentations to the panel, so you have to be ready by the Friday of week 2. You have 40 hours to do the why and the how. Use that time wisely. Work well, and you get to be independent, so you can choose what you do when. But if you fail to be on task, you'll be told what to do and when to do it. In other words, you'll be micromanaged. No one really likes to be micromanaged, and none of the staff at the school wants to micromanage you. We want to trust that you get on with the work and that you build the skill to get through the work in a timely way and work efficiently. So show you have these skills, which shows that you have the skills that an employer wants, which means if you want a written reference from somebody, a teacher, we can write your reference that says you are freaking amazing and you know how to manage your time and you work hard and you get the job done. We want to help you get a job. You want to help you get a job. So let's see it. So you have everything you need, including around about 40 hours to get it done. Head to the website, the page called Stage 1, Why and How, and let's get into it. And that's just a reminder of our learning intention and success criteria. We look forward to seeing your submissions and certainly look forward to hearing your proposals or reading your proposals at the end of week 2. Good luck.